Alright, YouTube subscribers. Well, I am getting pretty darn close to starting this thing up for the first time since the rebuild. A little bit of a rundown to show you where I'm at. At the moment, I am trying to bleed the brakes. It's becoming a pain in the ass, but for some reason I'm just not able to suck it through the reservoir. I know the Brembo RCS 19 is a little bit of a pain in the ass to do, but I'll figure it out eventually. It seems like it's been a 2 steps forward, 1 back type of deal, but I'm slowly getting there. Obviously, turbo's in, all my lines are plumbed. I went with upgraded clamps on everything. I replaced all the radiator hoses with silicone ones. Got my water injection back hooked up. I'm not going to change the nozzle. This nozzle was good for 350 horsepower. There's a bigger one I do have, but I think for now I'm going to leave it as it sits. I can always unscrew it and put in the new nozzle later on pretty easily. I'm not going to worry about tuning with the water injection just in case I run out, which should be maybe 1 or 2 runs. I don't want the motor going lean because I decided to run it all the time like that. Headlights, I got to figure out headlights and why they're not working, but I'm slowly getting there. Got my meth injection all hooked up and working. Again, this is the controller for it. I used to have a boost gauge here, but I ended up going with a wideband air-fuel ratio gauge. New gauges from Mod My Gauges were not totally happy with them. They're kind of they look pretty good, but if I decide to go through them again, I'll figure out a different design. He changed the faces to white. We went to 220. The center LCD is actually, I guess what they call it, reverse LCD. He changed the screen on it so it looks different than normal. Maybe I'll show you that when I get done. Again, kill switch everything. I mounted the master cylinder for the Brembos. I ended up drilling and tapping a hole into there. Again, just as ideas as I go. Intake charge pipe. Again, better clamps. Same thing with the clamps for the throttle bodies. It was a little bit tight to get them in there, but it seemed to work okay. Bunch of wires coming in here. I had to move some things. This first one's for boost control. The one behind it is actually for my GM 3-bar. I'm keeping it for now. I don't know if it'll interfere with the AMS 2000, but I will find out. This side, got all my vacuum lines hooked up. I've got a split here. One comes down to the top of the wastegate. Again, the AMS 2000 controller right there. Everything pretty much normal, other than I have this big ass connector I had to try to hide somewhere. I ran everything down through this pipe and in through the side intake. And I moved my HID things from behind the gauges, which I used to have there, to over here on the side pipe. I guess I just didn't have enough room with all the other crap I have on this bike now. So that should work. It should cover up once I get the inner dash together. In terms of 2 steps back or whatever, so I have a clutch problem. I bought a billet center. This is a billet outer, but my billet center for some reason would not line up with my clutch hat. So basically I could not pull in the clutch. It was just locked up. It wasn't slipping in and out of the gears or the cogs. So I just got that back out to SAE Outlaw Performance, and he's going to take a look at it, see what's going on. Hopefully I get it back so I can get this thing started. Everything is adjusted. Again, manual cam chain, low compression pistons, blah, blah, blah. Tons of freaking money, and I hope it does not blow up. Nothing special in here. Roaring Toys swing arm is all done. Got my knockoff GoPro because I cannot spend freaking $400 on a damn GoPro, so I went with one from Rio Rand. It's like $40. It works just as good. Good quality, good sound. Battery lasts as long as the GoPro, which is only 45-50 minutes. I can hook up a cord and it will record for about 5 or 6 hours. Might be one of those things I'll do eventually. Rear, I think, is pretty much the same, other than I have the 40-tooth sprocket on the rear now. I used to have a 42 instead of a 40. In the trunk, got my second battery, AMS 2000. Ended up going with another fuse block just so I could run some stuff and make it look a little bit cleaner. My air compressor for the air shifter and the boost controller. Another lithium battery. And I've got the switch block. Actually, it worked out perfect because this battery is about an inch or so lower than the stock one. And the extra height, the seat fits perfect, no problems there. This is the relay for it. I ended up getting rid of a relay that was sitting here. Got a couple of ground wires that went to it. Another step back, my chain. I broke it and it was one link too short, so I unfortunately had to order more master links so I can extend the chain by one tooth or cog or whatever you want to call it. So I'm waiting for those to show up again. Another mistake that cost me 20 bucks. Just starts adding up. Underneath, I sort of changed the way the oil comes out of the turbo. It used to come straight back, but now I've got it curving around the oil pan. Hopefully you can see this. I went with a 2-inch oil pan, and it would hit right here compared to the usual one, which has clearance. Still ran it back, have one check valve here before it goes into the pump. Have it running along the other side up into the front, which will be my drain plug. And I have another check valve over there so oil does not flow that way. I'm going to end up strapping these to the pan. This one should be okay, but this one has too much slop, so I'm going to put a little bracket over there. Yeah, other than that, oh, this guy here. If anybody's ever looking, I did find this fitting. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it is for a GM fuel injection line, and it's kind of a quick connect. I actually broke the little plastic connector that came with, but I used the stock one from my fuel line. And I believe they have two sizes, 5/16 and 3/8, and the one you need is 5/16. Don't quote me on that, measure it, but the smaller one worked or fit better. It was a little tight. I just took a rubber mallet, popped it on there, it was good. And I might change this line. I have it running down and curving up into this guy. Into the RCC fuel rail with upgraded injectors. Yeah, I am getting excited. We're getting close. And again, hopefully the thing doesn't blow up. At least I'm crossing my fingers for that. We'll be taking it over to Nels once I do a break-in, change the oil. He's going to tune it. And then I can start messing with the AMS controller. To do boost by gear. Whatever I think I need to do. All right, thanks guys.